Alright everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're back with another update regarding Aviodora, and today is also an exciting day because this update brought over 50 improvements. For example, bug fixes, also new functional items, some optimization and some updates to some of the old textures. So stay tuned and then we will start right away. So first of all, I added some trees right over this area because this was somehow left out from the previous update. I guess it wasn't properly saved. But this is, the new parking area that was added in the last update. And let me know in the comments below if you wish to see something here, because I intend to add motors and also cars in the future. So I thought this would be a nice parking way for basically players and not NPC cars. But if you want to see some deco cars also here, let me know in the comments below, and then we will update it in the next update. And the next thing which I added or changed is I changed the texture of the bike rental places, because now all of these are in Simlish. Over time, everything will be updated to Simlish, because I still have a couple of items which I have yet to update, for example, the text in the airport. But also, this mod has been released as a standalone mod, so if you wish to use this without the Aviodora mod pack, then you can do so by downloading the mod pack from CurseForge, and in the future you will also be able to download it from my website, but it's not ready yet, so for now you can only download via CurseForge, and I think this is very nice. I also updated some of the stuff here, and there was a bug. I don't know if you have seen it, but when you try to purchase some kind of bike rental tickets from the phone application, it wasn't showing up. It was only showing the bike rental points, which is not good. So now you can actually purchase bike rental from the phone as well. So if you're just arriving to Aviodora, you don't have a bike rental point near you, or you don't want to spend a lot of time doing that and just want to get over with on the phone or before arriving to the city, you can do so via phone. I also updated the textures on the phone. As you can see here, this one is also the updated texture. You can also see the new park that has been added in the previous update, and I think this just generally looks much better. And let me go back for a second, because as you have seen previously, we had view brochures and also purchase admission tickets. Now all of these are now combined in aviodora.sim website, because I intend to keep this application as kind of like a browser that you can scroll through. So you have skyscanner.sim, you have booking.sim, and now we have aviodora.sim. So we can view all the city brochures from here. I also updated all of them. I added some new places into the city sites brochure, including this Love Pond that we have, which has been left out previously. I also finally did the Red Light Street brochure, because that has been missing, and I also updated all of them to include the location, because it's very important. Because I don't know if you have noticed previously, or I don't know if I have talked about this before, but in Aviodora there are numbers on the houses, so you can see the numbers here, especially in Plumsterdam. In Simple not yet, maybe I will add in the future as well if you wish, for easier to clarify it, so that you know which street is which one, and so on and so on. So you can see all the available venues at the moment. I also created this small icon. I think this is very cute. I very like it. Yeah. So now you can actually see what's here and what's not, because some of the venues here are not yet available. And I also think about adding new clubs maybe, but I'm not sure if I want to add it to the Red Light Street or in Plumsterdam, or maybe I will stick with Simfeld district, because I feel like that's lacking something, or maybe I will add it to Simtorini, because that's also lacking some open venues, because I plan to remove the grocery store, I think, because I don't know if it's needed when we can just do that in a rabbit hole, and then instead we can have something that's more fun for Sims, like an actual club or some kind of lounge maybe. We will see in the future. I will also show you something else. Yes, you may have noticed on Patreon not long ago I held this vote. It's still open, but I don't think the results will change a lot. But I was asking if you wish to have the metro stations, the metro system cost money, because it's actually possible. And just a small side note, I also updated all of these to Simlish. I think it's extremely cute, and I also made this text, please mind the gap between the tram and the platform, movable. So now I think this adds a small realistic touch to the mod. But anyways, let's get back to this part. Again, Aviodora.sim. No new personality trait, thank you. And you are also not chatting with Catherine. So the public transport will cost money in the future. I'm not sure what kind of tickets there will be or what kind of passes, but I do know that I want to make the public transport free for kids, infants, maybe teenagers, I'm not sure, or maybe they will get discounted prices, we will see. Also, elders will be able to travel for free or with discounted prices. I have yet to figure it out. And also, to avoid NPCs getting to their designated places in like 2 days, they will also travel for free, so they can take the public transport, the metro system, and just get to their destination in a couple of minutes, so you don't have to wait for it. Because I've also started working on the NPC system. It's in testing. So far I managed to get the bartenders and the DJ and the one guitar entertainer to show up on their own once you load the lot. The plan for the future is to have all these NPCs come and go. Maybe you will have different opportunities, because you can of course hire a professional DJ for free, you can hire a bartender for free or a mixologist, but the future plan is that you will have entire control. So if you wish, everything will load or everyone will spawn once you load into the lot, or into the world, and everyone will go to their places. So all the bartenders, all the DJ, all the where is it? It's dark, I cannot see. Yeah. Also the guitar busker and the violin busker, everyone will go to their designated place. That's the plan for the future. And you will also be able to set if you want only the bartenders, or if you want to activate the airport, or maybe you don't want the airport at the moment. So we will see how it will go in the future. I will hope. I'm very hopeful that it will work, but we will see. And then in the future, we also have this government application where you will be able to start the passport application online. So before flying to Aviodora, you can get your passport. I also think I will add some kind of temporary passport application as well, which is more like a paper and not the actual passport. So it will be like available for 24 hours so your Sims can travel. But as you know, this mod is not overriding the travel with, vacation with interactions, because I don't want to cause future functionality issues with other mods, and I also want to make it as compatible with other mods as possible. So this will be a huge compatibility issue if I do add that. I have also received questions if I will add the passport from SimNation. We will see, because I believe my passport has a little bit more detail and I really like it, but of course I will maybe add it as an optional feature. So if you have both mods, you will be able to do so. In the future, I want to add a red light street worker career, and for that you will need a work permit, which can be done online as well. And also there will be a house dedicated, this one. Of course, it's not the correct interaction at the moment, but this one will be designated for all the inquiries that are happening in the red light street. And yes, I wanted to show you. Let me grab the lights on because I cannot really see, it's so dark. So as you can see, we have the numbers of the houses here. I'm not sure how it is in America because I've never been in the States, but in Hungary, the way we have the house numbers is that it starts from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on and so on. This is the even number and this is the odd number. And the same goes for this side and this side. And also here you don't have house numbers yet. Let me know in the comments below if you wish to have house numbers, or maybe I will also include a form in the future and then you can get to vote, and then we will see how the popular vote will decide. So the plan is actually, as I mentioned before, that maybe I will include some kind of club here, but we also have this lounge here, we have a bar here, so I'm not sure about the place of it because I want to make a club which is for, I don't know if I should spoil it or not, maybe do some kind of hint that your Sims will be able to wear some kind of bracelet which will have some kind of color, which will have some kind of meaning to it in terms of interactions. I think it's gonna be very funny. It's not gonna be a singles club, it's gonna be for everyone, but singles may get some kind of benefit from wearing a certain type of bracelet, let's just say that. Also, I was planning on adding a new accommodation because we only have 3 in Aviodora and I think that's not a lot. Maybe I will add some hotel here because I think if I combine the 2 houses here, this can make like a perfect hotel. Not a very large one, but you can have more. I also plan to include some more, not exactly restaurants, but places where your Sims can eat, because I think we're lacking those. And I don't think only vendor shops and stuff like that is enough, because if I go to the places to eat at City Brochure, then we don't have a lot. And we have this Dream Cones, which is rabbit hole. We have the Aqua Bazaar fish stand, which is like one vendor shop. We have the Canal Cafe, which is open menu, the only cafe which is open menu in Aviodora. We have the Chocoplum confectionery, but it's also rabbit hole, and we have the Plumbox Cafe, which is also rabbit hole. So we don't have a lot of options to eat at. And yeah, as you can see, I also updated the picture, so now this one is showing also the nice pavement that was added in the previous update, because, whoopsie, all the... I don't even know where to show, which one has more. And probably the brochures have more. Open menus, I also updated it because I took out the open shops that were removed, for example the wedding shop in the previous part. Let me know, I think I will go ahead and make one, but let me know if you want as well a rabbit hole venue brochure, because I'm not sure everyone knows about all the brochures that we have. And this one will also receive an update, I think, because we have also the City Sides brochure, which was heavily updated. City Sides? Because I added this gratitude statue, which is near the love pond. I will show you what is the love pond. I also added this. I created, or I mean modified this pond icon. And I also added the new park. Yeah. Here, which was also added in the previous update. And oh yeah, so this is the love pond because I think this is just very cute and romantic. Let me know if you wish to see something here. Maybe I can picture some kind of open cinema here, but I mean we have like 2 cinemas already in the city, so maybe it's just too much already. But this can be like a free version where you only get to see maybe 2 kind of movies, maybe 2 romantic or the telenovela. I think that's a great idea. Also, I would like to mention that the reason I left this place wide open is because I want to try adding some kind of festival in the future, and I think this will be a perfect place for this, because this is pretty huge area for that. So this will be great to have some vendors, also some kind of activity, but I'm not sure if I can do it or if I can spawn it in the right place. We will see. This is also the gratitude statue, which was added I think 2 updates before, It's like a memorial of my small bunny who unfortunately passed away in July, and I wanted to include him because he's been a huge part of my life. I optimized some of the objects here. I optimized the storage. I optimized also these houses. I think you can see that we are lacking one chimney here. I don't think it's noticeable. I don't think it's necessary, but it also slows down the poly count, or I mean it lowers it, which is great because each and every modification like that will only make the mod faster, because I know you can see the FPS like dropping and rising and dropping and rising depending on, but I don't think you will play at this height, so I'm always showing it at this height, but realistically speaking, you will only see, for example, this part, and this part is already at like 130, so I think the mod is very capable of giving you a good time. We are already at almost 180, so I think you won't have a trouble having all of these open menus and all. Of course, if you view it from far up above and everything, the frame rate will drop because it will have to render and show everything all at once. But even so, the frame rate is at 54, which I think is amazing. Alright, since we are here, let's go to the airport, because the airport has received a huge update as well. I have updated the check-in desk booths. Finally, we have some kind of gameplay here as well. I've been meaning to get this to work for a long time now, and I finally managed to. So I will go ahead and activate the check-in desks once he finishes practicing singing and contemplating life. And I also added, updated the wall behind. This is now the check-in wall at the Aviodora International Airport. And I also added the all icons the airport has of the airlines. And you can see two more here. This is the Simlogs jets, which have been previously added. It's lacking functionality yet, but will be coming in the next update. And I also have this SimGalactic spaceship, which I will talk about a little bit later, because I had this fantastic vision and I think it's very funny and very Sims-like. But for now, let's just go ahead and use skyscanner.sim to book a ticket so I can show you the whole check-in process. I don't know which one to show, because all of them are a little bit different. Maybe Llama Air. That's the most pushy one, let's just say that. It's Monday 4/20, let's go with San Mishuno. Alright. I'm not very good at pronunciation, so please bear with me if I'm not doing it correctly. So now we have different check-in options in The Sims for this mod. You can check in face to face to this person. Where is the other check-in agent? I don't know where she disappeared or where he disappeared. I guess he's coming soon. Anyway, so we have different options to check in. We can check in face to face, but this way you can only check one person in. So it's great if you are traveling with one person only. I will try to add a function where you can check multiple Sims in at the same time with this feature, but we will see how that can go. You can also check in for this self-check-in machine for all flights if you bear a ticket with them, and you can check in via skyscanner.sim. Let's see if he does it. If you go to Llama Air, you can check in for your flight, and then it will ask all the questions. Now, I don't want to show this because I want to show this interaction, because this is a little different, because this one is the same in structural ways. Ah, he's arriving, he's just said. And I don't think you've noticed this before, but it's also saying check-in agent. He's also the check-in agent, and they have custom uniforms. I think this is a very cute detail. I love it. Alright, and he is arriving. Welcome to Aviodora International Airport. I see you have more than 5 items in your inventory, but you haven't added a checked-in bag. Just a heads up, our policy requires a checked-in bag for extra items, and you could be fined at the gate if you don't add one. You can get a checked-in bag for 150 simoleons. Would you like to add it now? And there are 2 options. You can add the extra bag, and thank you for mentioning it, or no extra bag is needed. For which she may try to pursue you, but maybe she will just ask if you wish to have insurance. Now, if you don't know the difference between the insurance packages, that's perfectly fine. You can ask what's the difference, and then she will state the prices of both and what they cover. Because it may be different for different airlines depending on what kind of deal they made with Avio Insurances, because that's a different company. So we have the basic insurance for 100 simoleons, and it covers delays and overbooking. For 150, the premium insurance adds coverage for lost bags, cancellations, emergencies, and flight diversions on top of everything in the basic plan, giving you the extra peace of mind. Now you can also choose not to add insurance, or you can choose premium or basic insurance. So let's go with basic insurance, because why not? And I think this is very funny, because she's asking for tips. This may not happen every time. Maybe she would just say thank you, but just a little spoiler alert, if you're purchasing premium insurance, she will most likely ask it. And depending on the airline you're traveling with, because Lama Air is a very low-cost airline, so she's not asking for a huge tip, like 1, 5, or 15 simoleons. If you're traveling with Plumbob Airways, which I will show you as well, I think, then she will ask for a higher tip amount. And for now, I will go ahead and choose Leave Custom Tip. And then you can just tip the check-in agent as much as you want. So for example, I will tip her 500 simoleons. Not that she deserves this, I think, but I feel like I'm very generous and we have a lot of money here. So she's making minimum wage, of course, so she deserves the money. And puff, 500 simoleons. And actually the sim receives this. So if I am to check it, I think I can. Yes, sim info view. Then you can see she now has 500 more. But if you don't believe it, I will show you as well before and after. And now we have checked in, because if I try to click on this, I cannot view any more interactions because I have checked in, so I have no other business with this check-in agent. So now, of course, we can go for the security as well, which has not been updated, so it's not functional yet because I have yet to work out what I want to add. I have plans for this, but I'm not sure how I can make it yet. We will get there for sure in the future, I promise. But for now, I've only added this small poster, which includes what you can and you cannot have in your inventory when you're traveling. Now, of course, this is also not updated yet, because when you're going for the security, none of the items will be confiscated and they won't be removed and you won't get a fine. But in the future, I plan to add some compatibility with certain mods, like base metals mods or sacrificials mods. And they have certain items which can be troublesome if you have in your inventory, let's just say that. Also in Jungle Adventures, there are some items which are not exactly a great idea to possess when traveling through the security, but that's also in the future. So I also added these, like what you need to take off before the security, what you can keep on. I also added like some kind of poster which shows different statistics, but they are all in Simlish. So this part is basically the same. I've also added a poster here. It's not much of a difference, but the duty-free update has occurred as well. I also added a perfumery area, and we will skip our way because as of now this door is actually available for all sims. It won't be in the future, it will be only for staff members. But alright, just go ahead. You can purchase perfumes. You can purchase a Dina Caliente perfume or a Judith Ward perfume based on real life perfumes actually. And the prices are not cheap exactly, like 270 simoleons for one perfume. I think that's a lot, but we also have one for 320. So he purchases it, and then in the inventory he has it. And you can see we have some sprays left, because if he uses it, then we only have 19 left. I'm not sure if this is enough, maybe too much, too little of the spray amount, but I wanted to make sure that this item stays always like available, because if you have a perfume which never empties, then you won't need to buy new perfumes, and I don't think that makes sense. So yeah, I also did the option to purchase nectar, because usually airports have a huge selection of wine in everywhere generally, and I also plan to include some kind of shelf or some kind of table where you can buy some gifts, maybe plushies, flowers, chocolates, something that you can take and purchase it as a gift. I also added this small poster. This is actually a modification of a poster I've made from my graphics school final project, because I made a functional airline when I was studying there, and that was called Albatross Air, and it was pretty much the same. I modified this in Photoshop and I edited it to make it more Simlish, so I think this is very cute. I also updated this texture. It's now the same size, because previously the size difference was huge and I didn't really like it. I also added, so now all of them are in Simlish, and I updated it. So this is CG 1872, which is for CityJets. Now this is Plumbo Airways 2508, and so on and so on. Another feature which I think is cool, but we'll have to wait for it, because as of now it's not automatic, but as I mentioned before, I plan to update it in the future. Alright, there she is. Oh, she's pregnant and working like this. Alright, I did not anticipate this. So we have this exchange both, where you can ask about the exchange rate, and where are you exactly? Oh yeah, talking to Catherine again. Sorry to interrupt, loverbirds, but you have to get going, so yeah, just stay here, you, and you come forward. And you can see the details, the galactic credits on her tie, and also the simoleons. I think this is pretty funny. And now she will say that the current exchange rate is 1 galactic credit for 10 simoleons. Would you like to exchange some simoleons for galactic credits today? And oopsie, you can also click on her, but then you can purchase 100 galactic credits, for example. And as you can see here, you have 100 of the galactic credits and minus 1000 simoleons. So I think this is very cute detail. I've also rearranged this place because in the future the plan is to make Sims spawn here, as if you're just arriving at the airport when you're coming from a different world. So once you spawn here, you will be able to take a baggage, check the baggage if you had. And there will be 2 options to leave the airport. One is to go through passport control and customs, and one is to go through passport control. So if you have nothing to declare, then you will be able to just show your passport and then go your way. Now, if you have something to declare, for example, they will have to, because they have more than 100,000 simoleons. As you can see here, if you are traveling with 100,000 or more, don't forget to declare it. That is what it says actually. And once you declared it, your Sims will be able to leave the airport. Same goes for here, but here you don't have to declare anything, just have to show your passport. Now if you're not sure if you need a passport, I've mentioned it in a previous update. this is the Sim Nation map that I have created. I also posted it on Twitter, or X as you wish to call it, which will show you how I think the worlds are right next to each other in the Sims 4 world. It's pretty imaginary, of course, but I try to make it pretty accurate based on what they are inspired by. So, for example, here we have the Hanford and Begley, we have Brichester, and something else as well, I don't remember on the top of my head. But as I've mentioned before, your Sims will need a passport if they are traveling from... I guess they will need a passport from everywhere regardless they travel, so they have to get a passport in order to enter Aviodora, unless they are from Newcrest or Willow Creek or Oasis Springs. But even so, maybe I will add it that they will all need a passport here, and that's it. So this is one huge area that I updated. I also added some more of this, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and different advertisements here as well, because of course everything everywhere is full of advertisements. So these are very cute. I think I found them in the game files. These are all from City Living, most of them. Of course this one is not, but that has been here for a long time. This is from City Living as well, and this is as well. And now to talk about something funny. So the plan is that we have the normal airways here. We have Llama Air, Plumbob Airways, Aviodora Express, and CityJet. The plan is to include some kind of metro here. A helicopter just passed by, which will be only accessible if you are traveling with a private jet, which is right here. This is the Simlox jet. Or if you're traveling to Batu, Sixam, or the Magic Realm. Because if you're traveling to these destinations, your sim will be able to take a spaceship. Now I have plans to make it pretty funny, and I also want to create some kind of fencing around the airport, so your sims won't be able to just walk in and just go to the airline and do stuff, because it's not an open area most of the times. And the airports have huge security, so there will be some kind of fencing here. And the plan is to include some kind of gate somewhere. Maybe here, I don't know where. And Sims will be able to sneak in, and they will be able to use the Woohoo interactions at night only. So they will be able to sneak in and sneak into the spaceship and take it for a ride. Maybe same goes for the airlines. But that's a bit more complicated, because Woohoo interactions are pretty complicated on its own, and this way I wouldn't really have to update it. I would just have to rename it and inject some kind of loot, which I think is pretty easy. But that's the plan for the future. So this is the Sim Galactic spaceship, as you can see here, or actually the updated name is Sul Galactic. And it will probably be very costly, because of course it's a spaceship, it burns a lot of fuel, so of course it will be more expensive. But I'm not sure how expensive it will be. I think it should be more expensive than Plumbob Airways, but we will see. Now, what else I want to show you? Where are we? Yes. They are still here, of course, because I modified it. They are not staying for 3 hours, they are staying for 12 hours, if I remember. And for this we need to purchase a Plumbob Airways ticket as well. Plumbob Airways, purchase ticket or passes. Purchase plane tickets. Let's go to Windenburg. With her only. One purchase has been made by him. Check in for CityJet flight? What? Did I just discover a bug while recording? Anyway, let's check. Maybe I just forgot to update. If not, that's pretty embarrassing, let's just say that. But I mean, that's what we have beta testing for, to discover bugs like this, because it's pretty easy to make small mistakes like this. I'm not sure where he is. Yeah, he's just coming. Yeah, so now it's showing CityJet. I will make sure to update this as soon as the recording is finished. But it's also showing welcome to Aviodora International Airport, ready to check in for your CityJet flight. Just let us know if you want to go with the luxury of business class or the suffering of economy class today. You can also stop the check-in process, or you can ask about the differences between the classes, and then they will state it. So the economy is 200, business is 500. If you're looking for more comfort, business is definitely the way to go. And then you can choose economy class. And then it will ask, are you sure about going with economy for CityJet? And they will try to negotiate. So instead of 500, they will try to negotiate and say, for 400 only, you can travel with business class today. And then you can be like, oh no, you weirdo, why would you do that to me? No, thank you. Or, alright, upgrade to business class. So I will be like, no, you weirdo. And then he will say like, you're all set for economy class to them. We can't wait to welcome you aboard CityJet. And also like, sorry about that, Adam. I may or may not get a commission for upselling seats. But hey, economy class is still a great choice. And your check-in was successful. Have a great flight. So there are different scenarios depending on the mood you are in, or depending on how much money your sim has, or depending on the story you want to tell actually. Now, I also optimized some of the airport walls. They are not disappearing anymore depending on how you view it, but this is pretty much it. And there is also a future plan here. So previously I was thinking about adding a pilot carrier to the airport, but now I think this place has a much better meaning because this will be like an airport lounge. So if you're waiting for your flight, waiting for a connection, or just waiting for something, if you have access to this lounge, your sims will be able to come here, sit down, watch some television, order some food, and just enjoy the luxury of the airport. I have yet to look up lounges because I've never been one in my entire life. I'm a flight attendant and I've never been in one. In fact, I don't even have layovers, but I will do have one in 2 days, which is, I'm not excited for it. Anyways, let's just go and show you what we have here. So, I also added a small seating area here because we have this grill here, but previously Sims couldn't sit down, only inside, and I think that's just not very realistic, and like, why would that be needed? Because then you will have to go for the fence and then go to the front door, and no, that's just not necessary. And I also updated right here the projectors, both of them. I'm thinking about changing this back to the previous one because I think that was just more cute, but maybe that will be for the public one if I add it in the future. And one thing I updated is now that you can only watch a movie that you choose, watch movie with or alone, your Sims will no longer be able to watch some kind of television show or a series on the projector because it's supposed to be a cinema, not some kind of place for, you know, binge watching shows. And also the same goes for the Simfa Plaza here. So now we have this projector. Your Sims can watch a movie. Is there anyone closer maybe? Oh yeah, pretty close. Let's go ahead, Phantom, and purchase a public ticket. Alright, you're not hungry, sorry. But we have some kind of testing to do, so you're definitely not hungry. And now he can sit down. From bad environments? There are literally no trash around here. Anyways, and oopsie, clicked on it twice. Let's go ahead and watch Sims of the Dead, and you can see now that it's actually a much better quality. You can actually see it because previously the other screen was only visible in the dark, which I think doesn't make any sense. And now you can watch it with your sim. You can invite more people, and in the future, of course, I want to add NPCs here, so they will come and go as they please. I'm not sure if this is feasible, but regardless, I will try. That's for sure. I also removed some mannequins that we had here because they were lacking in clothes, and they were just showing this sign that they are sold out, which of course is not true, but still they were sold out somehow. So anyways, now another small thing to show. Let's go back to the airport. I updated the text to be Simlish as well, and it's also a little bit more sharper. I'm still not satisfied with the sharpness of the texture because the sim is pretty small compared to this, and I don't think you can make great screenshots, so maybe I will update this in the future. I'm not sure about it because that was a lot of work, and I've already done 3 different modifications to this runway, so maybe I will leave it like this. It will depend on your feedback actually. But now it's pretty funny because it's just in the Simlish. So this is 13 right, but it's not right, but right in Simlish. I also updated the texture here because it was pretty pixelated as well. I think this is much better. I think the game has this kind of resolution anyways in different places. And also like here, it's much better now, I believe. Let's go back to this guy. There is one more thing I would like to show you. Public lavatory. I also updated the small screen. I like this ad board, which features now more Simlish stuff. Only this one, and this one is not Simlish. And this one, if you actually scan, it will take you to my Patreon account, so you can always check for updates of the mod if you're lacking some, or if you don't remember who made this mod. I will also include some kind of why don't you want to click on this? Yeah, I will also include some kind of contact form here, so if you click on it, you can find where you can update the mod, where you can look for updates. Because I think when you own a lot of mods and you're not invested into it, then you basically forget where you have it from. And so I think this is very important, because staying up to date, especially with a mod which is like this huge, is very important. I have also received some questions about when the mod will go into early access and when it will be public. Now the plan is that, I don't know if you have seen it, but we will probably get some kind of world update, which is amazing in one way, not so amazing for me, because that leaves me pretty worrisome, because I have no idea what it means. Does it mean that the whole world will be revamped everywhere? Does it mean that we will be able to customize it more? Does it mean that it will update the map picker view when you go and choose another world? Because the airline system heavily relies on that, and it has a custom script. So the plan is, for now, is to wait until that update rolls out, and if nothing happens, the mod will go into early access, and then it will go public after that in a very short period of time. So now, when will the go mod early access and public? It all depends on the Sims team when they release this update. If the update is coming before the Life and Death expansion pack update, then it's great. If it's coming after, maybe in the period between October and December, then I don't have a specific timeline yet, because we will see. But stay tuned for more updates, because a lot are coming still. I'm working on the NPC update at the moment, and I will also start including the metro system update, As you have seen, we had this public ticket booth here, and it will be brought back, but it will be functional now, so stay tuned. And before I lose my voice, I would like to thank you for watching this video. I welcome all suggestions in the comments below. If you have something else to say, something you wish to see in the mod, let me know and I will try to implement as many things as you guys say. So see you next time, and until, have a nice day in Aviodora.